This is a cow, and cows are usually gentle animals. You may know they are herbivores, but they also eat meat and small birds if they need some extra nutrients that they don't get from plants, or maybe if they are hungry and there's no food around. It was reported in India in 2007 that 48 chickens were eaten by a cow in a month. Yup, these guys are kinda like camels, meat-eating herbivores. Cows usually align themselves in the north-south direction while resting or grazing, but no one knows why. And talking about grazing, cows love green grass. But most of you may not know that cows can't see green or red colors. They see grass as muddy yellow or gray. Cows are friendly animals, and they have best friends too. If you separate them, they can actually suffer from depression. Cows have an excellent vision of 300 degrees, but they can't see in front of their nose. Cows have very impressive memories. They can remember other cows and humans for many years. They can also hold grudges like crows. If you have hurt a cow in the past, well, don't visit it again. They have a super sense of smell and can smell something as far as 5 miles away. Cows are usually afraid of shadows and color patches. They probably think of it as a potential predator or some danger and try to avoid it. Cows don't have upper sets of teeth, but have a lot of taste buds, 2.5 times more than ours. But all they do is lick their nose. Most cows like sweet food. That's why their favorite food is molasses. Cows produce more milk when listening to soft jazz music. They love playing with other cows. It helps to strengthen their bond. Most of the cows are left-handed, or let's say, left-hoofed. Cows dreams when they sleep. Cows can be trained like dogs for following commands and solving puzzles. Cows are clean animals and poop far away from the resting place, if possible. Talking about poop, a cow produces around 60 pounds of dung in a day. That's enough methane to cook 2 course meals. In fact, some people in South Asia still use dung methane gas to cook food. Cows can sometimes have a fake pregnancy. Yup, they start giving more milk and start getting fat, just because they think they are pregnant. This is an ostrich. They are the largest birds on Earth, until now at least. This guy is spending a lot of money to bring back Moa, so this fact may not hold true after a few decades. Anyway, found mainly in the African continent, these long necks have a lot of weird properties. All birds excrete semi-liquid waste, like this, but ostriches are the only birds I know that pee and poop separately. Ostriches have unique legs. Hoofed-type feet with sharp claws make them super speed runners, with a top speed of 43 miles per hour. But when in danger, they sometimes just lay flat and play dead. What a waste of skills, I guess. But they also defend themselves. Their legs are so strong that they can seriously hurt a lion, or even kill it with a single kick. Ostrich lay the biggest eggs in the world. Its shell is super hard and won't break even if you stand on it, and weighs around 3 pounds. But do you know what's even bigger? Its eyes. Ostriches have the biggest eyes among land animals. Yup, they're as big as billiard balls. That's bigger than a horse's eyes. They can see 4 colors, including UV. In fact, the eyes are so powerful that they can identify predators over 2 miles away. You may have heard ostriches bury their head when they feel danger. Well, they actually don't do that. They lower their head while eating or caring for the eggs. From a far distance, it may look like burying, so people get the wrong idea about that. Ostriches have very small brains. Their brains are as small as a walnut. Well, the eyes hijacked all the space, I guess. Ostriches can sleep with open eyes. They do sleep with eyes closed too, but most of the time, they keep it open to see if any danger is lurking nearby. Usually ostriches are free-roaming animals, so keeping them in a small area may cause them depression. That's the reason some ostriches turn cannibal in captivity and start eating the chicks and eggs. Sometimes, captive male ostriches get attracted to farm people, rather than the female ostriches. Ostrich chicks have imprinting phenomenon. They think first thing they see is their mother. It can be anything from humans, dogs, or even the wall fence. Well, I can't blame them. They are kids after all. This guy is an octopus, and these are super amazing creatures. There are over 300 species of octopus. Some can be as small as thumbnail, while the largest recorded octopus had 30 feet arm span with 600 pounds of weight. They mainly eat small fish, crabs, and clams. Many scientists believe that these guys are alien species and came to Earth from outer space by panspermia. You'll soon know the reasons why. These 8-armed creatures have 3 hearts, and these hearts pump blue blood. Yup, octopus have blue blood. It's because they have copper in their blood. We have iron. The eyes of octopuses are kinda weird. They have no blind spots in their eyes. You can see the difference here. So their vision is relatively superior to ours. We have shape-changing lens, while they focus like cameras, by sliding the lens. And they can also see polarized light too. Scientists believe that they are colorblind, but the weird thing is they can actually see all the colors. Just think, an octopus can camouflage any color. How does it know which color to switch to? Some of you may think that their skin will automatically adapt to the surroundings. But what about the mimic octopus? They not only can camouflage, but can mimic other sea creatures with full color accuracy. Even scientists don't know how this truly works. Octopuses don't have bones and can squeeze through any hole that their beaks can pass through. And this is the size of their beak. Yup, this sized creature can pass through this sized hole. Octopus are super intelligent creatures. They can solve puzzles, solve mazes, and even open a jar lid from inside. Maybe it's because they have 9 different brains, I guess. Each arm of octopus has its own brain, and there is main brain in the head. That's the reason the arms of an octopus can move independently, even if separated from the body. Octopuses taste and smell with their suckers, so they use tentacles to check the food before eating. If an arm gets detached and there is food nearby, it will keep chasing the food, even for hours in some cases. When it catches the food, it will serve it to the mouth. Well, there's no mouth in this case. Also, don't worry about the detached tentacle. It will regenerate again soon. Well, if they could walk on land and breathe air, we would be I guess. But the sad thing is, they die after giving birth, and we'll talk more about that in the mating video. This guy is a cricket, and they kinda look like grasshoppers, but they are usually smaller and darker. Crickets are ultra-light insects, weighing less than a paperclip. You can say they are kinda like the aerogel of nature. Maybe that's the reason these tiny guys can cover over 3 feet in a single jump. The most common thing about crickets is that they make a lot of sound, but you may not know that only the males make the sound, and they do it by rubbing their wings together. There are over 900 species of crickets, and each species has its own sound. Maybe that's the reason why a group of crickets is called an orchestra. But there are non-chirping crickets too. Maybe they are not allowed in the band, I guess. Crickets are natural thermometers and can tell the temperature of their surroundings. If you count a cricket's sound for 15 seconds and add 40, you'll get the local temperature. If it chirps, let's say 27 times in 15 seconds, then the temperature is 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Yup, it's called Dolbear's Law. You may ask what happens if the temperature is below 40. Well, they die. Crickets can taste with their legs and have ears just below the knees. Technologia! They are not for feeling vibrations, but for hearing sounds. They even have tympanum, like our ears. China has a long history of crickets. There's even a tournament called National Cricket Fighting Championship, held every year in China, where a team of people bring their pet crickets for a fight. And for the history of when it started, well, the rules they follow today were made in the 13th century. You got the point. I already told you that a group of crickets is called an orchestra, and by now you know that a group of crows is called a murder. So, try to figure out this passage. A tower gazed upon a murmuration cloud as the crash echoed through the parliament. An army marched through the forest while the school plunged in fear. The murder and unkindness pointed towards a conspiracy as a business was growing near a pit. With wisdom, the Congress called for a convocation, while the orchestra still played faintly in the background. And as always, I love you guys.